Assalamu alaikum. The questioner is asking, he is saying rather, I am from Pakistan. I have no affiliation with politics or religion. However, I believe in one God, logic, science, and humanity. Can I live with such a belief system? So, this is what I would call agnosticism. So it's kind of like a branch of atheism. It's like a sect of atheism, where they believe that there is a God. They don't know who it is, but they comprehend that everything that is around us, the universe, the earth, everything has like a measurable physical trait, and it couldn't have happened randomly. So they do believe there is a God, but they don't know who it is. These types of people usually, they don't like being told what to do. They don't respect the red lines that religions offer. They view it as control. I would counter that. Well, to answer the question, he's saying, can I live with such a belief system? Yes, of course, you can live in Pakistan. You can live almost anywhere in the world with that type of belief system, because most of the world is ruled by secularism, which is basically atheism, right? A separation of church and state. Pakistan is no different. They don't really have, they might have some Islamic laws, but they don't implement the full Sharia like Afghanistan does, for example. Or in the process of, at least. So yeah, you could definitely live with people like that. I mean, I don't know anyone who would stop you from doing that. The issue would come up if you start publicly calling people towards what you believe, which it would, cause divisions inside Pakistan, because 90+% of the country is Muslim. Under Islamic law, we wouldn't let people call people towards their religions or publicly worship their gods that we don't believe in. But you don't have to be public about that. I'm sure you can talk to scholars, in private about these beliefs and whatnot. So if you're asking, can I be public about this in a Muslim country? Probably not. But then again, I just mentioned there's secularism is ruling these countries, right? But going back to my former point, it makes no sense that you would believe that a sophisticated God can create everything that's around us. He's very intelligent, all powerful, but he would not send us a guiding light, a law to govern with ourselves, a guidance of sorts. Why would he just leave us on earth randomly to commit all these crimes and whatnot? There's no explanation, and it's easy to just say, well, there is one, and then not try to figure out who that one is. Well, you say you are a man of science. Well, there is a lot of science in the Quran that was not verifiable before until recently, such as the expanding universe. It's scientifically proven the universe continues to expand. That's mentioned in the Quran. The Big Bang is mentioned in the Quran. The weight of the cloud, right? Allah says the cloud is heavy in the Quran. That wasn't known until recently. A lot of people thought it was, floating in the sky lightly. Fetus development. And fetus development is a proof in the Quran, a scientific proof, because in the 1600s, the popular belief was preformationism, which is a popular scientific theory at the time that said that all human bodies were already created, kind of like a homunculus within the sperm. Whereas, the current science is now telling us that the fetus is developed within the womb of the woman. And this is something that Islam already mentioned 1,400 years ago. In around 600, 700 AD. So these are all, and this is just a scratch on the surface. There's dozens upon dozens of scientific miracles mentioned in the Quran that we didn't know about, and we're still discovering them to this day. Prophecies in Islam, such as the Prophet ﷺ mentioning that the lands of the Arabian Peninsula will return back to greenery and meadows as they were before. Scientifically proven that before, millions of years ago, those lands were green and meadows, and now, as you can see today, it's starting to look like that again with technology and climate change. So, and then you mentioned logic, so feel free to respond to this video if you want to bring up your arguments. Just remember that when you're choosing to believe in something, you have to disregard your own individual opinions and what you like and dislike. You can't just believe in what you like and disbelieve in what you dislike, because then your belief is superficial. You're not really believing in the truth, even if you don't like it, right? There's some things people don't like, in Islam, maybe because they want to fornicate, they want to drink alcohol, but they believe those things are harmful. Even if they do them, they're just sinners. That doesn't mean they're disbelievers. And you have to at least believe in God to make it to paradise. People who believe in God will never go to hell forever. So don't think you can't become a Muslim just because you're committing certain sins, sins do have penalties in Islam. They lead to hardships in life. They lead to a weakening of faith and eventual apostasy if it's continued. But Allah is most merciful. So may Allah guide you. Hopefully this answered your question. Assalamu alaikum.